Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do the coffee route on day 3. And then we're going to do day 4 too. Only because I want to see what happens if we do the ... during the abusive route. If it's any different. It might not be, but I just want to do it. And we might try to do the TK route too, at least. There's like another route for TK. And I think those will be my last ones. Fly in. Welcome, YN. You two have fun. My life has been chaotic. My family broke into another fifth drama, so I left the nest and ran straight to college. I got an apartment and a job, and even that has become unbearable. You know, it's funny, going back to this from a couple weeks, I think like a week or so not playing it, and then going, oh, it's faster than Diabolic Lovers, because I was playing Diabolic Lovers for channel, at least the prologue. Working at the local Greasy Spoon Diner doesn't pay at the best, obviously, so finding a roommate was my only recourse to being able to afford an apartment. Now my roommate's always bringing some dropout into our apartment for late night, steady sessions. My sleep schedule is wrecked, and top it off, the rent is late. I heard once that if you became a roommate with a friend, you won't stay friends for long. I heard that too. In my case, my friendship was strained by my friend making excuses for why they need me to cover their half of the rent. Thanks to that deadbeat, I'm working hard just to scrape by every month. Picking up a second job will drive me to early grave at this point. The park gives me a chance to have some much-needed alone time. But not for much longer. In a little bit, we're never going to be alone again. Technically be alone again. The part of this part of the park in particular is my favorite because it's untouched by not just family members and college jerks. The only people who come here are the groundskeepers. Even then, they only come by in the morning. Closing my eyes, I rub my face and breathe out the tension from my body so that I could enjoy the peace and quiet. Just then, I feel someone sit down beside me. Well, we know who that is. Startled, I turned to face the interloper.
Whoa, hey, take it easy. It's just me.
I'm gonna say it. Hey, Peter. The stranger says, trying to keep me from leaping too high off the park bench. You're a jumpy one, aren't ya? Scooting awkwardly towards me, a shy smile creeps over his face. I keep my eyes on him like a hawk, unsure what his intentions are. Not once do his unblinking eyes stray from mine. So, are you waiting for a family member or a friend? It just seems kind of odd for you to be sitting here all alone like this, and so far away from the jogging track. I wonder if Peter actually killed people that were sitting in the park before, saying that he is technically a serial killer / slasher. A chill runs down my spine. I cross my arms over my chest and slide myself away from him, perching closer to the edge of the bench. Does the same person walk up to you out of the blue and start asking such questions? No, but he's Peter, so yeah, by definition, he's not sane. The stranger picks up on my unease, refraining from moving any closer towards me. Crossing his fingers in between his legs, he smiles warmly. I mean, you don't look like a groundskeeper or one of the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. Me. hides the bird food. What? I'm not feeding pigeons. Just getting some alone time to myself. Things have been pretty tense lately. It's like he wants to wrap his arms around me in comfort, fingers twitching. Oh, he does.
Look, I know this is sudden, very sudden, but may I have the pleasure of taking you out to dinner?
Yes. Wait. Oh, I could take the volume out. I didn't even realize it. Can I have the pleasure? Never mind, he's weird. I can't tell if he's just being socially awkward or eccentric. What? Why? Why is he interested in me of all people?
Well, I'm your boyfriend. Isn't that why you're here?
Yes. And no. At the same time. So see, now we're doing the pizza route. Does that make sense? It's yes and no. Isn't that why you're here? My boyfriend? Why would he be assuming we're in a relationship? The stranger sits patiently, waiting for my answer. Dinner sounds nice. I guess. It's not like I'm doing anything anyways, and it would be nice break from the monopoly. Who knows? God knows I could stand to forget my problems for a few hours. This guy seems interesting enough to keep my mind off things. Oh, you have no idea. Really? That's great! He beams, holding my hand in his own. I'll see you tonight at 7. Standing up from the bench, he pauses, realizing something. Oh, I almost forgot. We need a place to meet. Sorry, I know that I sound absent-minded, but I'm just so excited. How about the old diner downtown? It's nice and quiet, so no one will disturb us. The diner downtown? Which one? Oh, you know, the one that you work at. Oh, okay. Great, see you tonight. And just like that, he hurries off with a skip in his step, as though he just won the lottery. Well, Peter, you did not win the lottery this time. I watch as he disappears down the path that bends around the shallow hill. The park is quiet again, the serene loneliness setting in once more, songbirds sing in a nearby tree. I sit there for a while, replaying the strange encounter in my head. I suppose I should be flattered that he took such a liking to me. However unusual it seemed, it's nothing like I sing in the movies or television. But then again, if I were Hollywood attractive, maybe it would be so normal that it would be almost annoying. Well, some Hollywood people would probably still be sweeter than what we're going to be doing. Some probably not so much, but I mean, I feel my cheeks flush as I reflect on him saying, "Can I have the pleasure?" A shy smile creeps from the corner of my mouth. He must be new to this as I am. What a shy, awkward guy. The birds stop singing as I feel a knot growing in the pit of my stomach. How did he know where I work? The joys of retail and restaurant work. 7 p.m. I show up at the diner, feeling rather unusual about meeting someone at the place that I work at for a completely spontaneous dinner date, and with a complete stranger who somehow knew that I worked here. Weird. The diner isn't busy tonight, which is unsurprising. Even though I work here, the diner isn't my first choice for dinner. Maybe he was another customer that had never paid attention to. While I work, I let my mind drift, and after a while, I go to autopilot. I don't really pay that much attention to names and faces, even if they are regulars. Maybe he was one of those regulars, building up his courage to ask me out every day, but eventually losing his nerve. It's kind of a cute thought though, considering I consider it if it's wise to encourage him. Take my seat. I wait, checking the old-fashioned neon light clock that hangs over the jukebox. I pause. I notice he's 5 minutes late. I might as well buy myself a milkshake in the meantime. The waitress on tonight's shift is surprised to see me here on my day off. I imagine that she will tell me, job loyalty is one thing, but the food here is worth writing home about. It's like, no, but I can't. For me, I'm like, I can't cook. Peter and Ryan can't cook. Okay, I can cook, but it can only be unigiri. After serving the stuff for a few months now, I agree with her. At least the milkshakes are good. They are really old-fashioned kind, made with real ice cream and ingredients, unlike the powdered mix and flavored syrups at the fast food places. The waitress must have been less busy than I assumed because she brought my shake to me only a few minutes later. I pulled a spoon from the vintage glass and lick it clean. So good! I stir the shake a little before I take a sip. A man rushes through the front doors, like he ran the whole way here, with something tucked carefully under his arm. I immediately recognize his sleeveless hoodie and blue shirt. He quickly scans the diner in panic, probably thought that I already left. I wave him over and the leaf spreads across his face. Winded, he hurries down the rows of booths and sits across from me. You're late. I know. I'm sorry. I had to make a quick stop. As he speaks to me between breaths, I try to place where he might have been before coming here. The stranger pulls out a long white box that he was carrying, placing it on the table and sliding it over to me. Here, I brought this for you. Think about earlier today in the park. It might have been a little creepy to ask you for a date on the spot. I thought I might get you a little something as a way to apologize. A way apologizing. As if it was awkward for you. If it was awkward for you, of course. It's like, yeah, it was kind of awkward, but I'm awkward too. He got something for me. Really? It had better not be a severed ear or fingers or something. Open the box, I see 2 long-stem roses with deep red petals. The thorns were removed and they're bound by a shriveling black silk ribbon. Roses? Seriously? Jeez, thanks. The creepy black ribbon makes me wonder if there's a card attached that reads to my future murder-suicide. It's like, Peter. I won't put it past him, though. It's not at all thrilled with the gift. I place it callously on the table in front of him. His face drops and he reaches to take them back. Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't like them, I could head out and get you something else. What do you like, daisies, sunflowers, lilies? I had a cat named Daisy. I fold my arms, annoyed with how pathetic he is. I'm actually thinking it's sweet, but I also feel horrible doing this route half the time. Come on. But then again, you look at what he does in the stranger route and go, he did cut off our leg. Come on, you show up late, bring me some roses that look like they come from a funeral home, and had to buy myself a milkshake while waiting for you. Do you think that some cachet roses are going to make up for this? His shoulders fall, holding the roses close to his chest. He mutters awkwardly. I'm so sorry. I'll pay for the milkshake. How do you know I work here anyways? I stir my milkshake and wait as he fumbles out his explanation. Me fumbling with my words too, so I wait, Peter. Oh, I walk here often, sometimes every day, in fact. I catch a little glimpse of you through the window whenever you're working, so that's how I know. I mean, I try coming in to see you, but I lose my nerve every time. Well, that's not creepy or anything. He sinks down more into his seat. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. I'll take you out to a nicer place next time, and I'll be more punctual too, I promise. He clutches the roses to his chest, as if in prayer, figuring out how to get on my good side. I just reached for my milkshake, more interested in food than talking to him. I could use him for another free meal at a nicer place. The idea is appealing as I reflect on the empty fridge at home, filled with nothing but ice trays and sauce packets from cheap takeout. I was like, that's worse diet than him probably. But then again, he can't cook. Keeping the idiot in suspense, I take a sip of my delicious shake. With a satisfied sigh, I lean back and look at the worm in front of me. Alright, I suppose I could give you a second chance. His posture immediately strains. Really? You mean it? But you had better be on time and bring chocolates. It's like, I don't need the chocolates. I point to a napkin dispenser on the table. Write your number and I might call you when I get some spare time. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. He gets a pen from his pocket and quickly writes down his number on the paper before handing it to me. I'll do better, much better next time. I mean, you already have pens with you. I don't even bring a pen with me. Might be in my purse, but I can't even check it. So disorganized. Taking the napkin, I look at the number and notice there's no name on it. Are you trying to be anonymous or something? I tap my finger where a name should be. My name is a joke. You know, to be honest, I prefer to go by whatever you prefer to call me. He frowns in disgust. What? You hate your name that much? He nods before looking back at me, squeezing the pen in his hand. You could write, for all I care. That's what I deserve for such a terrible evening. Well, that reminds me of Red versus Blue. So, probably not. He did have a point. Okay, how about... Oh yeah, we could do one that... We could do that, and... Well, you're technically not wrong. Well, when, Frobo pitched this concept, the word incel was written on the massive red flag that was flying over my head. But apparently, there's a subsect of young tumbleweed followers who think that incels and serial killers are sexy. Who knew? Who knew? It's like, well, looking at the ghost face mug, yeah, I don't know. Okay, we had it. Now we're just gonna do with YB. How about YB? He seemed pleased with why I came up with. He seemed pleased with what I came up despite how silly or tacky it had been. Yeah, that's much better. Honestly, thank you. He writes it down on the fragile bit of paper before handing it back to me. I roll my eyes. Just pay for my shake. It's getting dark and I don't like walking home alone at night. Especially because I know he's stalking me. I walk by the waitress and tell her that the guy in the sleeveless hoodie is paying for my shake. She could tell that I was in one of those moods and just shrugged. I don't even say goodbye to YB before I left. It was getting cold outside and I could feel my skin growing goosebumps. Maybe it was the drop in temperature or the ice cream cooling me from the inside out. I don't know. I glance back, to make sure the weirdo isn't following me. He peers at me through the window, waving at me. I just keep walking. When I get close to the apartment, I took a different path on the road opposite from my home. It's a paranoid precaution, but better to be safe than sorry. It's like our character already knows he's stalking us too. My stomach growls barely. Next time, I will make him order me everything on the menu just out of spite. I'll be good with the milkshake. Or a hamburger. Once back at my place, I hear my roommate and their study partner doing something understanding. Walking by the room, I pound on their door. Other people are trying to live here, you know. Flopping into my bed, face down and limbs out, I let out a long, miserable groan. I take a moment to rest before rolling over onto my back to stare at the ceiling. I look at the sloppy handwriting he left on the napkin. Scoffing, I toss it to the floor. Oh, his handwriting's probably better than mine. Meh. I'm not even going to bother with him right now. I have too much to deal with at work tomorrow. Too tired to even get undressed, I roll over and drift to sleep. And there he is. Let's go to day 2. So, Ryan, did you have a nice time with YB? Don't answer that. It's time to get up and face another day. I roll over in my bed for a moment. Every inch of my body is begging me to wake up, but I don't wanna. It's like I didn't get any form of rest at all. I fight the will to wake up for a moment, rubbing my eyes before sitting up in my bed. I'm a mess. Well, we're gonna go straight to work. 9:11 a.m. 9:12 a.m. Oh god, I'm late for work. For me, my alarm clock is actually a couple minutes early. Finally dressed, I rush out of my bedroom, making my way into the kitchen section where I normally put my work keys.
Hey, looks like someone's in a hurry.
No thanks to you. Yeah, no thanks to you, Lucy. I burr out as I snatch my keys from the counter, glaring over towards my roommate, who had the nerve to look confused. Why didn't you wake me up? My deadbeat of a roommate tensed up a little, looking both offended and startled with my sudden outburst. Good. Dude, I heard you rummaging around earlier. Don't pin your lazy butt on me. That was probably Peter. She tries to explain. Not even her excuses have any effect. That freaking bum. Knowing that the fact that we have a stalker, and he goes in our room at night. Yeah, that was most likely Peter rummaging around. I then shake my head, focusing back on my predicament. No, I wasn't rummaging around earlier. I just barely woke up. You know, I have to work at 7, and you can't let me sleep in and you let me sleep in until 9? What kind of person are you? What kind of... What were you doing last night? My roommate instantly takes offense to this, flashing me the most glorious of birds before storming off into their room. You know what? Screw you. I'm not your keeper, and you're not my friggin' dad.
And I told you not to call me Lucy.
Once my roommate slams her door shut, I just simply scoff and made my way out the door. With any luck, she'll be gone when I get back. Maybe I'll find a more tolerable roommate then. I hustle down the stairs and out of the apartment building, but after running into Lucy, I slow my pace. I don't like the job anyway, and if I get fired, fine. This day is already crappy, so why not just pile it on? It's a Sunday. There's usually hardly any customers on Sunday mornings, but even then, it doesn't excuse my tardiness. Nope, it does not, and how we acted with Lucy does not excuse us either. I walk through the front doors of the diner, walk into the kitchen, and grab my apron off the coat hanger along the far end of the wall. The apron seemed to be the only place where grease stains don't get all over me. Fumbling to tie the apron on, I go to the time clock and don't waste any time digging into my time. I don't waste time digging into my time card to punch in. If I'm going to be fired today, might as well milk it for every minute I'm here. Wait. According to this, I already clocked in. Yeah. Who could have? For where I work, our time card, is a time clock, and it's you have to punch your number in, or you could do it with your phone. But you have to be careful of where you're at. You can't be like in the parking lot. I don't think you can be in the parking lot. Some people said they can, and I'm like, no, they did not say that when we were told about it. My attention snaps towards the sound of the approaching footsteps. Whoever is, they're not trying to be discreet as they carry a clanking stack of dirty dishes back from a table.
There you are. Where have you been?
Asleep.
I've been covering your shift for the past 45 minutes without the boss even knowing you're not here.
You're amazing, TK. TK rushes right by me as they gently place the dishes into the sink of soapy hot water. Wiping their hands, TK sighs loud enough to make sure that I hear it. They're like this all the time, though. Always acting like they're the big sibling to everyone and keeping things in one piece. Well, aren't they like the oldest in their families? Like their siblings? I think so. I don't know. But I would think so, how they act. If they act like the big sibling. I huff as I try to think of an excuse that doesn't sound as pathetic as my alarm clock didn't go off, but the truth is all I have, so I try to downplay the issue. I don't get why you're making such a fuss. We're pretty much dead on Sunday morning. You clearly weren't paying attention when you barged in. TK wipes her hands on their apron before gesturing for me to look out through the service window. What the? Are you kidding me? Why are there so many old farts here? I try not to raise my voice to a point that the fiber-chomping boomers outside did not hear me. Well, they heard me. I know they didn't because even with the microphone's the only way it is it's very high. My normal voice does not carry how. A tour bus came along. That's what happened. Now stop asking questions and start waiting tables. Okay, sir. Okay. It's like, okay, TK. TK wipes their spare notepad and pencil and nudges me out the kitchen. Great, here I am, hoping to have an easygoing day. So much for that. The breakfast crowd is a nightmare. Karens and redneck grandpas everywhere with something up their butts. Some even going as far as refusing to pay because I didn't kiss their feet whenever their coffee was not filled all the way or their T-bone steak wasn't cooked the way they wanted. Yeah, T-bone steak for breakfast. Not even breakfast steak and eggs either. An actual T-bone dinner with potatoes and steamed carrots. And then when one person refused to order off the breakfast menu, there's a dozen more to follow suit. Such a hassle. Why couldn't the elder be more like my grandparents, pleasant and polite? Well, mine aren't. Eventually, the crowd starts dying down. Most leaving to do some sightseeing, others staying in order to order more coffee or lunch. At least, these are the customers that mind their own business and are more focused on eating or talking. Staggering into the kitchen, I let out a long sigh and rest against the wall, finally able to take a moment to relax. Ahem. I know you want to get off your feet, but you missed a table. TK sneaks over to my side, giving me a gentle nudge before pointing back out the dining area. I roll my exhausted eyes and look over towards them. Can't you do it? I feel more like, don't feel like having some kid from their cereal on me again. Their cereal is nothing compared to probably hot coffee. What route I'm gonna try to do again? I would, but you owe me for covering your tables for an hour. Because, I accidentally deleted the coffee route. And I mean, day 4's here, so I may as well. Darn it, they had a point. With a groan, I lean myself off the wall, try to straighten my posture, and stumble back out. Scanning the booths, I check all the tables. I had already gone, matching their faces and orders table by table. I don't think I missed any. A voice chimes in from the booth to my right. Oh, hey, Peter. Hey there, stranger. Okay, ... I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of reply. Crossed my arms as I gave him a glare. The silence was growing uncomfortable. For him, anyways. He shifts a little in his seat. I just thought I might visit you at work to make the day a little easier for you. Yeah, well, now just isn't a good time. I have a crappy morning and I just can't. I know, but you could use a break, right? I'm sure your friend wouldn't mind. Look, I'm too busy right now, okay? Once again, he looks away and shook his head. I'll get going. Sorry. Sorry, Peter. I watch as he gets up from the booth and makes his way out the diner, not even making eye contact or saying a word as he leaves. Heading back to the kitchen area, I noticed that TK was looking at me with a intrigued look on their face. What was with that guy? Your table service that bad? Yes. Nah, it was someone who's been pestering me to go out with him. I'm just a little too frustrated to deal with him right now. Their eyes just kind of light up. I notice a slight shift in their expression that they tried to cover up. I kind of known they had a thing for me for a while, but they're probably wondering whether or not I'll give in to YB's advances. After a moment of silence, I tug off my apron and hang it up. What are you doing? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take my break. Digging around my pocket and pulling out a $5 bill. Any chance you could dish me up some lunch? Seriously? I serve customers, YN, not co-workers. Yeah, and I'm paying, therefore, I'm a customer. Give me the talkies that we got from the gas station there route. But, sadly, he might have, killed you in. Rolling their eyes, TK takes the money from my hand and tugs it away in their apron pocket. Fair point. Don't expect me to keep serving you during your workday. You said that last time. I say with a smug look on my face. TK chuckles to themselves. Just take a seat. I'll see what I can whip up for you. It's good to finally get off my feet. These shoes are not working for me. Speaking of it, I got new shoes. They're Converse. Like, the Converse that are, that look more like a traditional shoe. They're actually comfortable. I'm gonna take them to work tomorrow. I just got them today. I walked out. I went and checked the mail with them. They feel comfortable. Just then, TK shows up, placing a sandwich and a small bowl of today's soup special and a drink in front of me before taking a seat. Hey, now I didn't order this much. I also got, more boot-like ones. I complain, though I'm not really against extra servings. I know, but I figured you'll get a little something. I'll get you a little something extra anyways. Because you're amazing, TK. But, thanks, I guess. Because we're doing coffee route. Thanks, I guess. I push the soup to the side. I'll just get a to-go bowl for this. You're welcome, I guess. TK's reply is equally as sarcastic as mine. They stand up from their seat. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. If you need anything else, you can get it yourself. I love TK. They say with a teasing smirk, hinting that they're not likely to be doing me any more favors today. Yet they still tease us, so what a day. For a Sunday, it's freaking busy. Here I was hoping for a laid-back day. I can't wait to go home and just kneel over. Each step is just as agonizing as the last, and the pounding headache certainly isn't helping me. Maybe I'm irritated or just so self-aware of my surroundings, but I swear it feels like someone's eyes are on me. Well, you're not wrong about that. Home sweet home. I'm surprised my feet didn't fall off while making my way here. Reaching into my pocket, I pull out my keys, knowing full well that Lucy always locks up each time I leave. I don't see why, though. Well, probably because of Dawn. There you are. Jesus, what the heck? You can't sneak up on me like that. The old man unapologetically crosses his arms as he continues. Why would you be surprised?
Today's the deadline for the other half of your rent.
Judging by his expression, he's having an exhausting day too. Fine, I'll talk to Lucy about it again. I mumble as I finally find the key to the door and try to get inside to avoid another lecture. Actually, I prefer if I came inside to talk to her about it right now. It wasn't a quest. Alright, come on in. There goes my peace and quiet. Opening the door, I allow the landlord come in first. He's already scanning the area of our living space, probably to look for any damage or mess that he could charge us extra for. There's an unsettling silence between the both of us as he continues to look around the place.
She's not here, is she?
Well, I just got home. Probably not. I guess not. Lucy's always naturally loud, and when she's not, she's smoking things in here that would get us kicked out in a heartbeat. Thankfully, we normally blame it on scented candles. Well, judging by what she smokes, it's not scented candles, and he knows it because we saw it in our route. The older man groans and pinches the bridge of his nose. I can't keep doing this. You certainly can't keep their end of the rent. Keep up with their end of the rent. Listen, you're clearly the more responsible one. She's broken her agreement one too many times. She has to go. Please don't. Please don't. She's got nowhere to go. As much as I like a new roommate, I can't just have her kicked out. I'll take up another job if I need to, for the time being. The landlord glares in silence for a moment, but eventually tucks his hands into his pocket and sighs heavily. Look, you can't keep covering for her like this. And what if you can't find another job? I don't know. Look, I know you mean well, kid. It's refreshing, but it can only take you so far when you're dealing with crappy people. Be sure to also have Lucy come by my office if you see her again, and we'll get things started. If you happen to know any friends or family members who can take her place, I recommend contacting them soon, alright? Saying this, he makes his way out. Not his usual stomping around motion either. I've never seen him walk so lightly before. As if I'm not mistaken, I sense he might regret putting me in a difficult position. After a moment of pondering, I pull, like Winnie the Pooh, I pull out my phone as I walk into my bedroom to make a call. Picking up the scrap of paper on the floor, I look over the number YB had written down. Might as well call him. With a pushover like him, I'm sure he'll take care of most of the things around here, rather than bleed me dry. Besides, I'm sure he'll jump on my offer in a heartbeat. Well, they're not wrong, but he's also just gonna, kidnap us. It's inside the room. What the heck? Okay, what the heck was that about? Lucy, you're home? The landlord needs to have a word with you regarding your agreement to this place. Let's go back to your room. What happened? My head. Dear God. Who did this? What's going on? Who's there? I can't see a thing. I feel a hand running down my back, as though to smooth me with long, soft pets. I feel a warm breath in my ear.
Don't worry. I'll take care of you.
Is that Wipey's voice? I try to roll over to get a better look at the butthole in my home, but everything's too dark. Only a black silhouette appears before me. Why? Onward to day 3. What? I'm back in my room? My head's pounding. What happened last night? Oh god, that's right. I wasn't alone. The one who attacked me, his voice was just like... It must have been a nightmare. It must have been a nightmare or something. I guess I've been too stressed lately. Who could that be? Coming, Jesus. Quickly making my way towards the door. I take in a deep breath and look through the people. Oh. Sorry about that. I thought you were someone else. Apparently enough not to answer the door, huh? No, I'm just not eager to get visitors. The landlord doesn't seem to acknowledge my answer as he crosses his arms and continues. I had a word with Lucy about the termination of her contract. As usual, she didn't take it too well. Neither would I, honestly. The landlord seems a little uneasy as he continues. She recently got a job somewhere and wanted to pay you back from all the time she covered her. She did... What did you tell her? The usual thing. Told her to contact her friends or family to stay with... contact any friends or family to stay with for a while. If she proves that she's financially stable enough, I might let her come back. Well, was a butthole thing to do. Technically sweet. You let her come back. Let her come back. Getting a job these days is harder than it used to be. I know I don't have this patience to wait for her to use more of her money to bail friends out and not on rent. Anyway, if she needs some boxes, have her come by my office. I think I got a few to spare. Great, will do. Great, will do. I mother, getting ready to close the door. The landlord didn't say anything as he backed away. I was ready for him to interrupt me, or even block the door again, but this time, he only stepped away. It's not like him to step away from the serious situation so early. Oh well, less headache for me. I don't want to go into work today. Think I'll just take my time getting dressed, maybe a long shower. Take my time. Now we're here. Whoa, what happened here? I asked myself, noticing a small crowd of people surrounding the area. Does this mean I'm getting the day off? That'll be swell. It's like, not that the people...
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Oh, there he is. With the coffee. Oh god, you had me worried sick. Are you alright? What did they say? If they blame this on you, I swear I'll... Yeah... I understand. It's not often something big happens at work. Alright, it might have been a break-in or something. I guess his guess as well, handing me a coffee, just barely starting to take a sip of his own. Here, I figured you wanted something to drink before work. Aw. It's like, and then we're gonna ruin it, but he's giving us coffee. It's like, for me, well, you gave me coffee. I'm happy. You gave me caffeine. Well, yeah, well, looks like that might not be happening. I reply, taking the coffee from him and popping off the lid to check the inside. Did you get my usual from Knott's Coffee Brew? Like, how did he know? Only the best you deserve. He purrs, standing close and nuzzling the top of my head. You're pathetic, but thanks. Saying this, I put the lid back on and take a sip before handing it back to him. I'm not in the mood for coffee right now, though. Go ahead and toss it. I would be happy he gave me coffee and I would drink it, even if I was not in the mood for its caffeine. It's like, give me, please. YB frowns a little as he takes the cup from me, hesitating to speak at first. But I figured if you're not at work, we might go for a walk and... Oh, there is. I don't hesitate to snatch my cup from him, pulling off the lid and splashing the scalding brew against its chest. Scorching brew against its chest. I said no. I snap at him, throwing the empty cup on the ground. YB holds back a yelp as the burning pain sinks through his clothes and onto his skin. His eyes shut tight, and the teeth clench. He takes a step back from me before kneeling down to pick up my cup. Yes, darling. I'm sorry. I still feel for this because getting hot coffee on it can give him burns. I mean, he's already kind of harming, but yes, darling, I'm sorry. He whimpers with an apology. But coffee can really lead to third-degree burns. I don't know what type of degree. Some buttholes just don't listen. I watch patiently as the scene before finally rolling my eyes. Well, I'm heading home. I don't think I'm working today anyway. Probably why TK isn't here yet. Come on, you walk me home? Sure thing, dear. He mumbles, giving a half smile as he follows behind me. Open the door, I walk in and toss my keys on the kitchen counter, walking over towards the pathetic dog falling behind. Don't sit on anything. I don't want you getting coffee stains everywhere. The coffee's just magically gone. I wouldn't dream of it. He responds, pausing for a moment and glaring over towards the sofa. She's here. I'm confused for a moment before looking over the same direction. Oh, what's she doing here? My roommate's laying on the sofa, looking a little hangover as she rolls over and gives us both a glare. Well, sorry, Lucy. She groaned, sitting up from the sofa and needling her hair a bit. Some of us have common courtesy to pay rent. I can't remember what happened in my first playthrough for the coffee route because I accidentally deleted it. I shoot back. That's why I'm having YB here move in. Lucy doesn't respond at first, her gaze going back and forth between YB and me before finally speaking. Are you kidding me? You're kicking me out like used I'm not of use, and clearly already have a placement. Yeah, because he's already set and is willing to pay my share willingly. He's not some leech. You're the one to talk. You're a freaking manipulator. You only pay for my half of the rent, so I can owe you favors. I'm not dumb or a stepping stone, so you can look good for the landlord. Personally, I would just help anyway, but I'm not Emma's lawyer. drop dead. You left me with no choice. You left me with no choice. I hurried back. Do you have any idea how difficult it was to tap dance around him to keep him happy and off your back? Lucy doesn't even bother to respond to me as she snatches her coat and storms out of the apartment. We can hear her stomping down the stairs along the way. She might have even caught the landlord's attention, but there's no muffled argument between the two. With a sigh, I walk over to the sofa and flop myself down, facing my hands and groaning with frustration. Libby comes over and sits down next to me, giving me a weak smile. This place is bringing you down, darling. Why don't you stay with me for tonight? Help you get your mind off Lucy. Yeah, I suppose so. I never actually saw your place. Darling, trust me, the moment you see it, you won't want to leave. If you try, I'll just have to tie you down and make you stay. Are you joking? You want to find out? Sure. I say with a hesitating tone. I have a gut feeling that this is a bad idea, but after everything that's happened today, I need a distraction. And we're gonna get that distraction. A smirk curls on Labby's face as he stands up, sustaining his hand up to me and helping me up off the mattress. So bold, I like it. I just roll my eyes as the man takes my hand and leads me out of the apartment and outside. Waiting parked on the curb is a worn-down-looking gray van. Its windows darkly tinted on the side. All it needs is a free candy sign, and it's good to have several people report it. It's not reported for being a van someone lives in. Libby opens the van door for me, helping me inside before closing it shut. Like a van lifer. Inside isn't too bad. He keeps it decently clean with a cachet collection of scented pine trees and rearview mirror, an ashtray filled with Bear's change. Buckle up, it's going to be a long ride. How far? About 3 hours. 3 hours? I live rather far away from here, just as I like it, but oh so far away from you though. That's okay, the gas money's worth seeing you every day. Wait a minute, why the heck would you drive 3 hours here every day? Oh, Ryan, I love you, but you're not very bright. Yeah, I know you're stalking me. This is why I've been mean to you. The stranger rather didn't do any justice about it, because you kept trying to cut off my leg. Think about it. The moment we meet at the park, those times I saw you at the diner, how you always would leave your window closed no matter how many times I opened it at night. Your perfectly sized closet. Holy cow. Holy cow, Batman. You've been stalking me. It's like... You blame me. You're the one that's always in my mind. The one that makes my heart beat out of my chest each time I see you, smell you. You want to know the truth? The truth is I'm mad. Mad to the point that I crush your skin while you sleep soundly each night. What? Don't you get it? I'm opening my heart to you. I'm being forward. I'm being honest. Trust matters in the relationship, and I'm tired of keeping things from you. I love you. I loved you the moment I saw you in the diner. I want nothing more than to storm in. Though that wasn't the proper way to approach you. So, I had to follow you instead. Study your pattern, memorize your schedule, practice what to say when you were finally alone and not working. The park was perfect to finally approach you. Libby glances towards me with a dark glint in his eyes. Once we get to my place, I'd like to show you how much I've been dying to have you to myself. Who do you think you are? Look, I'm sorry how I treated you. Look, I'm sorry how I treated you. You were so desperate to get with me. And I thought I could take advantage of that, but I was wrong, okay? Could you let me go now? I won't tell anyone. No can do, darling. That's not how the script goes. Dear God, I'm trapped in the van with my stalker. What have I gotten myself into? Well, I've been playing this game, so a lot. What's this? Wybie doesn't respond, simply reaching over to close the glove box back up. It's not porn. I went dull on it. He bluntly says, How about a little music to relax, Saying this, he reaches over and turns on the radio. A song just ends as a news report chimes in. Alicia here, with more development from today's incident at Dan's Dam Diner. Earlier this morning, what was thought to be a break-in turned out to be immersing. A body has been located inside the kitchen area, locked away in the freezer. Police found multiple stab wounds. Wybie reaches over and turns off the radio, keeping his focus on the road. Did you kill someone? Like, did you kill TK? Because TK was the only one I did not see. Answer me. Okay, or it could have been Dom too. Wybie size. I told you not to dwell on it.
Go ahead and sleep for the rest of the trip. We'll be home soon.
Onward to day 4. We're gonna see if he killed TK. What happened here? What happened? I don't know this place. Where am I? What the? I'm tied up? Oh good, you're awake. I was starting to get worried. You've been out for a while now. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry for mistreating you. Hey now, relax. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm frantic, tugging even more on the rope around my wrist. I feel the circus station cut off my hands, my fingers growing cold and numb. Wybie's hands grabs my shoulder as he tries to calm me down. Shh. You're not in any kind of danger, I promise. Just breathe, okay? Deep breaths, darling. I try to ground myself. Panicking isn't going to help the situation, but I can't help myself. As I squirm away from Wybie's touch, I slowly start to take in my surroundings. It's not some dirty basement with molded mattress. That was something else. This was something at least could have been woken up in a cage. Where am I? You're home. Home. This is my home at all. No. Your new home. Wybie leans away from me, allowing me to see more of the room. It's bigger, cozier, and you don't need to worry about some loud roommate waking up in the middle of the night. You never need to cook again, or work, or clean. I'll take care of all of it for you. You never need to leave this room. Well, Peter, I'm gonna be the cook. There's no denying it. I'm gonna be the cook. I might be small and scrawny myself. Small and scrawny, but I have better cooking skills. You go with the Persona 4 girls and go start making Mystery Food X. Actually, you'd probably be the better cook out of them. And best of all, You don't need to pay anything to be here. No rent, no not just old landlords, nothing. You can live however you want here. So can I get out and go outside and escape? Remain quiet. Between my binding panic and his nonchalant greeting, I find myself unable to come up with any kind of response. How about I get you a drink? That might help you calm down a bit. Wybie swiftly heads out of the door, closing it behind him. All alone, I lay there, trying my best not to burst into tears as I struggle against the ropes once more. I have to get out of here. Wybie walks in with a glass of water. Hey, here you go. A little hydration to help you feel more calm. It's just water, right? Where's my G Fuel? He places a cup of water down on the bedside table, along with what seem to be painkillers. My brain flashes back to being knocked out. My head still smarts. My head still hurts. I love it. My head still smarts. My head still hurts, probably. Yeah, that's probably what it was. But it's definitely not hurt. That's definitely the wrong word. I didn't think it would ever hurt me. Wybie slouches, his eyes falling to the ground in shame. Falling to the ground in shame. Well, I know it would hurt me. Key the leg from from at least 2 routes. I never wanted to, but I knew you would freak out, and that nothing I could do would calm you down. So I panicked and just, Peter, this route, we've literally been abusive and threw coffee on you. I think we would freak out. No, we would pull out another cup of coffee and start spilling on you. How we got the coffee, I don't know, but we got the coffee. There's a moment of silence before he looks back up at me in regret. Oh, I'm gonna touch the coffee pot this route too and see what's gonna happen. I can't pull off the coffee again. I can't make a cup of coffee, go in there and just pour it on him. I'm not going to ask you to forgive me. We're beyond that, and I don't deserve it. I just want a chance to make things up to you. Look, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for using you. Just please, let me go. Let me go. I won't tell anyone, I promise. No. His demeanor changes to something chilling. You think I can just let the love of my life go after murdering someone? Yeah, because the love of your life will tell everyone. But why? I'll keep it brief. But please listen to this time, dear. Remember when I told you that I was your boyfriend back at the park? Yeah. How could I forget? Well, it's true, since the moment I saw you, I knew we were destined to be together. Whatever you want or not, there's no changing or going back from where we are both meant to be. That we're meant to be. You can call it a match made in heaven, or even proof that there's no God. Given how twisted the whole thing is, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm always going to love you. Well, Peter, I don't think it's a match made in heaven this route. Maybe the dessert route. And the, bath route. And the kissing wounds route. And the tending wounds route. That was probably more of a match made in heaven. This time, this is a match made the place down below. Okay, hell. You can make me pull my teeth out, cut off my fingers, make me bite off my own tongue or anything. I will still love you until my dying day. Well, challenge accepted on the teeth part because there's the teeth route. He leans closer and places a soft kiss on my brow. I'm yours, your slave, your happy ending or your tragedy, your dream, your nightmare. I belong to you, and I will do it whatever it takes to remain as your possession. I scoot away from him. Please, you're scaring me. This is all wrong. I know, I'm fully aware of what I've done is terrible, unforgivable. But it has to be this way for us. I got a lot of making up to do, whether you understand in the next day, or but the choice is yours. I just hope you make it the right ones. Well, we definitely didn't make the right ones on this because this was the biggest route. Though visibly heartbroken, he recomposes himself and makes a sweeping gesture to the room. Then again, I think the worst is probably the stranger route. For us. You're still a little hysterical. I'll give you some time to cool down a bit more before I untie you. For your own safety. Don't want to make you run for it from here. Trust me. You don't want to make it a run from here. Trust me. Well, challenge accepted. YB leaves the room, keeping the room slightly cracked. I rest my head back into the pillows, tears beginning to well up in my eyes. How could I be so selfish? Life was so hard that I snapped at the first person who was willing to do anything for me and took advantage of him. Because of that, someone is dead, and I'm tied up in a place no one will ever find me. The only thing I can do now is escape and hope I can find someone who would help me. I tug on the rope once more and start to warm my fingers around. My stomach flips as I realize the sweat from my palms allow me to move my hands more easily than in my restraints. After a while of tugging and pulling, I manage to slowly slide out my restraints. I sit up, rubbing my poor rope-burned wrist. Looking around the room, I noticed the room was slightly modeled. A slight scent of paint still lingers in the air. So he just did it. He literally just painted the room. It wasn't the best job, but YB seems to have made a massive effort to try and make this place inviting and comfortable. A waste of time, since I'll be damned if I'm going to stay here. I slowly roll out of the bed, careful not to make too much noise. No windows, he's probably thought ahead. I need to get out of this place. There's a lot. These are in poor taste. My books, even the ones that went missing a couple months ago. How long has he been following me? I'm pretty sure it's like 3 months. I would be like ticked off if like my journey to West went missing. My books. Okay, so we got that. Hey, you got me one of these. Wouldn't it be funny if I placed this in front of the door? This mirror. Looks like it... Just looking at it gives me the chills. Candles, perfect for not slamming into the walls when the power goes out. Soundproof panels, really? I'll take these down later. Does this already have a phone dock and a cassette player? That's new. Darn it. No internet connection and password required. Wait, so how does he get on the internet? I'm just so darn it. No internet connection and a password required. I have to find another way to get help. I think he can bypass a password, but I thought he had internet on his computer. So if he has it on his computer, he should be able to get on that. Unless he's using data. It's all my dirty clothes. He's moving me in. Of course, a small table for just the two of us, huh? I suppose I could watch TV if it's working. That is. If there's a body in there, I'm gonna be ticked. Oh, 9 meter problem. I checked the pockets one by one. Nope, nothing. Not even loose change. He doesn't even have hair. Why would he need an umbrella? Well, not to get cold. A snake? He has a pet snake. I was expecting a dead raccoon or a feral dog. Looks like various books on cooking, candles, and a map. Perfect to forget my situation. Still warm. Guess he made himself a cup earlier. I can't spill the coffee on him. Looks like Wybie has some cooking issues. No wonder he's so skinny. Just cutlery. Nothing exciting. Looks like most of my favorite snacks are here. Good. What the? Most of these are empty. And I'm finding all I'm finding is stale cereal and a few cans of cat food. Why does he have cat food if he's not a cat? Is that lazy? It's like... Yep, he locked it. Locked. Hey, now, it looks like he went out of his way to get all my favorite products. He better not use any. I mean, how many of these did he get? Just buy a new house for, heck's sake. It's like, buying a house is expensive, so... And we were living in an apartment, so I don't know why we're complaining about that. So that's the only way we could do is go to him. It's like, surprise. Darling, you're up! I feel my heart leap out into my throat as he stood up from his chair, nearly looking as startled as I was. I had half the mind to just back out of the room, just like a dumbstruck deer who's caught in headlights. He approaches me carefully, almost as if he was suspicious that I was armed or going to attack him. Are you doing better now? You look pale. I hesitate to answer, trying my best to snap out of my stunned state. No, I'm not right. He frowns a little, his shoulders slouch upon hearing this. You're still upset with me, huh? I can't help but nervously laugh as he started to, at him staring to the obvious yet still sounding clueless. Oblivious, but yes, obvious but still sounding clueless. Jeez, what gave you that idea? He doesn't answer, looking off to the side in thought for a moment before clearing his throat. I have a lot to do right now. Why don't you go ahead and look around for a bit? Start taking in your new home. I don't want a new home. I want to go, want you to take me back, please. He shakes his head, stepping closer with his outstretched hand, grasping for me. It's like, no, I'm gonna have to bolt. I have to take his keys. I back away from him, about ready to pull out of the room. My heart drops upon hearing the door close behind me. My back now pressed against it as Peter looms over me. Darling, allow me to clarify your situation. You used me, you walked over me, and others. You knew there was a risk in manipulating a complete stranger, but you were so confident that there would be no repercussions. You felt untouched. My blood chills in my veins as he brings his hand up to caress my cheek, his voice now soft and deep. Now you have your doormat. Your little blanket to abuse. The sooner you accept this, the more fun we'll have later. He steps away, reaching over to open the door behind me. Now, explore your new home. I got some work that's not gonna finish itself. It's like, how do you have it down here? Wybie sits back on his chair, continuing to type away as if nothing at all had happened. My heart was still pounding in my chest, my cheeks a deep red. So this is the karma I was always warned about. It's like, yeah. It's so small. Do you even fit it? No, actually, it's all I could afford after refurbishing the house. Peter, I'll take that. You can have the bigger bed. And I'm not being mean when I say it at all. I would take the smaller bed because I'm smaller. At least he has power going into this. Now let's see who passed away. Channel free news. Results in numerous energies. The organizer of the event starred that, in hindsight, it was a terrible idea to host the annual gunpowder and dynamite convention next door to the annual candle making festival, and we'll avoid this next year. In other news, the recent murder of Donovan Williams is still under investigation. Okay, it was Dawn. I thought it was TK. Because TK was not there when we did the coffee wrap. So now, good to know. He was found in the freezer of Dad's Damn Diner yesterday morning. The owner of the diner states that he suspects a stranger who has been seen lingering around the establishment in recent months, acting suspiciously. Yes, stalking me. The police say they're currently attempting to find and talk to a co-worker of the victim, who witnesses are accompanying them home the night before the murder. They reportedly haven't been seen since. Okay, so it's not Don's coworker. Are you talking about TK? It's like, because they're our coworker, and we haven't been seen since. Because I'm not Don's coworker. That still doesn't kind of make sense. We will have more on this as the program continues. As for now, the weather, Jim. Holy cow! The shriek comes tumbling from my mouth before I could stop it. Dawn, it can't be! The blood freezes in my veins. Stranger, acting suspiciously. That's no doubt my mind as who that could be. Darling, are you alright? I heard you shouting. I jumped as my captor appears from seemingly nowhere. You killed Dawn? He stays quiet, but I could tell by his face that what his answer was. Why? For you. What? What the heck are you talking about? YB casually picks the TV remote and turns off the TV off before sitting himself down next to me. Dawn was a threat. I saw the way he looked at you, the way he eyed you during nights. He was going to take you away from me, and I wasn't going to risk losing you to some old man. I mean, Dawn's probably old enough to be our dad, so, and he probably won't set up with his son. He's now moaning his dad and trying to find you. I didn't even know how to respond. He's definitely committed to the bit, but this is a stream. Don't fret, darling. No one else can come between us now. It's just you and me. Did you not hear the TV? My boss is already pointing the cops in your direction. What are you gonna do when they track you down? Well, gives off a smile, scooting closer to me as he rests his arm around the back end of the sofa. Reaching over, he gently takes my chin into his hand. My love, my dears, if they come here, they're not leaving. ... Was he serious? Hearing those words left me speechless, as a feeling of dread washes over me. There was a glint in his eyes, his pupils dilated, as a smile crawled on his lips. Both of his hands cut my cheeks as he leans closer and places a tender kiss on my lips, a deep purr rummaging from his throat before he pulls away slightly and whispers, Darling, what happened at the diner wasn't my first murder. If anyone tries to barge in here, it certainly will not be my last. Something about his tone made my blood go cold. This wasn't an empty promise, bullcrap ego or pride that was passing his lips. What he was saying was a guarantee. Please don't. I finally managed to mutter, knowing that any more blood on YB's hands would be my fault. Please don't hurt anyone anymore. All he did was chuckle a little, placing their kiss on my lips before standing up from the sofa. If you need me, I'll be in my room. I've still got some scripting I need to finish before submitting it to my editor. He's very punctual. He takes his leave from the front room, heading back to his enclosed workplace. I sat there feeling disgusted. He killed Dawn for me. He was that obsessed with me that he took the life of someone just because he thought he was a threat to him. And I fed into his obsession, all because I thought maybe, just maybe, he was a big break from the constant bullcrap. It wasn't worth it. Especially because Dawn's gone. I guess this is the bed I made for myself. Oh, I see you met Rat. Rat? Yep, that's her name. I didn't know what to call her, so I called her Rat. You are what you eat after all. That's the most unoriginal thing I ever heard. Yes, well, keep in mind, I don't value myself as a creative person. It's like, Peter, you are creative because calling the snake Rat is funny. And Rat's adorable. You shouldn't even be valued at all. Hey, I won't argue that. Well, I hope you two of you get along. We'll see. He smirks as he heads back to his room. I have a little before tapping the glass tank. Rat just stares at me for a moment before turning its attention towards the water dish. Its water dish and drinks. I suppose it's kind of cute. Darling, are you hungry? I guess. I was just looking around to see if I have to resort to cannibalism. Goodness, there's no need for that. I have a garden outside after all, in case food supplies get low. Would you like me to cook you something? Nah. I guess you're not hungry? I shake my head as I gently close the fridge door. How could I be hungry at a time like this? It would probably be days until I realize my stomach is ingesting itself. Seeing itself. YB walks towards me, lightly placing his hand on my shoulders to gently guide me away from the fridge. I'll tell you what. I'll hit the store tomorrow and pick up something fresh for you. Would you like that? Could I come with you? I'm sorry, darling. I can't take that risk. Of me going to the grocery store, going to the bathroom, and staying in there? Borrowing someone else's phone to call the police? Yeah, at least I would. That's how I would do it. Right, can't blame me for trying. No, I can't. YB rests his hand on top of mine and lets out a long sigh. I tense up as his arms wrap around me and held me close. Maybe one day things would be better. Then I can take you out of this place. Heck, even take you around the world. Japan. Thanks. Oh wait, Japan, I would still bolt. I would bolt. Use some limited Japanese I know. Letting me go, he flashes a warm smile at me before going about his business. His scent lingers, and I wonder if this could all really end up as YB seems to think it will. Is there really the new norm for me? He's wrapped around my finger, but why could he be my loyal dog back home instead of whisking me away from this place? I'm absolutely had enough. I had to get out of this house and away from that delusional manic before I go as crazy as him. Maybe I could try to turn up the charm to get him to unlock the doors, break him down, and then build him up, as they say. I mentally place back and forth as I plan the next move. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Could this answer be as easy as simply asking him to unlock the door so I could get some fresh air, or maybe I could go on a walk? He's not that gullible, is he? Looking over towards this bedroom door, I resolve to answer my own questions and walk to the door. Before I knock, I notice that my heartbeat is thundering in my ears. Am I nervous? That's weird. I remind myself that he's already killed Don, and God knows what he will do to me if he's ticked off. But then I remember how much I've been kicking him, and how he keeps limping back like a stupid global puppy. I got this. I just need to throw him a bone, and he'll worship me. Oh, this time I don't actually get him us automatically talking about him being Peter. I take a deep breath and give him a firm knock on the door. The typing on the other end stopped, and I put a casual face as the door cracks open His big blue eyes peer at me. What is it? He didn't even call me darling. My mind has a brief hiccup, but no matter. Now I just have to pivot and give him the opportunity to be my hero. This time we weren't as mean to him, so it's funny, kind of funny he's not calling us darling. I think it's the same route, that's why. But I just want to do the coffee route. I lean more towards the open part of the door to get a better view of YB. A wary smirk glows from the corner of my mouth. Well, listen, I know that I've been difficult right now. It's just that this is a lot for me to take in, and just wanted to say that I'm, you know... He cocks his eyebrow away from the apology that never comes. How about maybe you and I could go for a walk or something, you know, to have a look around our new place, a new home? Some fresh air might do me some good. He doesn't respond at first, keeping quiet as he contemplative eyes drift away. But at least he's considering it. I need to say something to nudge him in the right direction. I know that you're trying hard to make me happy, and I want to at least make it up to you, and go on a walk, hand in hand even. He returns a familiar gaze back at me, and opens the door a bit. The flare of optimism that melted the cold expression catches a wildfire in my heartbeat, though not for the same reasons. You want to spend time with me? Of course, silly. I mean, if you're gonna be my boyfriend, we might as well at least make the honest attempt at it, right? The door opens a little wider as he steps out. He pokes his head into the hallway. His smile falters as he glances back at his desk. Why in? As much as I would love to go on a walk. Crap. I think maybe it's probably best to just have an early night and maybe try things again fresh in the morning. What? YB stammers a bit as he sees my mask begin to slip. I mean, I'm not so keen on going out right now. You still seem really upset to me. My innocent demeanor was fading faster than my patience with this lackey freak. It's like, sorry, Peter. I nearly popped his knuckle, squeezing my bald fist behind my back as I managed tearing the door handle from him and strangling him. And before I could even stop myself, I'm already reading him the right act. Look, excuse me for being such a pain in your butt. Next time I'll be the one who kills your landlord and tears you away from your life to lock you up in a dump in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't say anything back up to me. Instead, his stare grew distant as he slightly began to close the door on me. My vision turning red and seething with rage, I wrenched at the doorknob. Oh no, don't you dare. I wedged my shoe into the door frame to keep it from closing. We're not done here. You pull off crap and I'm tired of it. You get your butt out of there and unlock the door. Now I want out. Instead of submitting to me like a skinny coward he was, he suddenly refused to let the door budge in either direction. He leans closer, closing the gap between us. We'll see what happens tomorrow. With how you've been today, I doubt being outside will help your disposition. His words were as cold as ice, and I'm baffled. It's not normal for him to be this assertive against me like that. Well, we're kind of playing with this breaking point, too. That's the thing. The more I think about it, the more my blood boils. So I was a butt to him today. So what? The butthole has done so much crap. While thinking I could just be all lovey-dovey and shower him with love and adoration. He's a disillusional creep, but I know that in his world the sun rises and falls for me, and this bat isn't going to change that, not one bit. Let me out now, or I'll never love you. There's a pause as my words cut him to his core. I knew that submissive, love-sick psycho was still rattling around in that massive head of his. While I was mulling it over, I pulled my foot away from the door frame and threw my whole shoulder against the door. Or where the door had been. I paused through the threshold, feeling nothing against me but warm, stagnant air, faltering forward and trying to catch myself on anything I could reach. I feel the tip of Wipey's foot catch my leading one foot. Oh, he trips us. And all I could see is the edge of Wipey's desk, catering towards my... We're back here again. I feel colder than before. With profound sense of deja vu, my eyes fight to make out the new room that I find myself in. It's darker and more Spartan than the room that Peter had set me up in, with none of my possessions being migrated here. You know, it's funny. It still says still says Peter, even though he never told us his name. I glanced down towards my feet, coming to the dire realization that I'm completely naked. Fine against the cold metal handcuffs clasped around my wrist and ankles, I tried to shout, but a spit-soaked wad of cloth gags my cries. Take two, darling. Okay, Idris horror. It kind of does. Just black and this dark and silhouette. I hear his voice, but he's not looming over me like before. Instead, a winged shadow stands in the corner of the room. The blue slits of his eyes seem to glow in the darkness. He took a nasty tumble, my love. I was so lost in thought that I couldn't stop you before your head took a chunk out of my desktop. It's like I destroyed your computer at the same time with my head? Good. No, it would be desk. Not desktop computer. And, I'm pretty sure you tricked me. I mumble unintelligible curses under the rags that are tied around my mouth. But honestly, you really got me thinking about what you said, that you would never love me. I mean, a relationship should be all about commitment. Will you agree? Equal parties both taking the plunge. My eyes follow his silhouette as his silhouette drifts a bit to the right. You see, I did say that I was utterly and completely devoted to you. I'm yours, remember? I tried to recall him. I tried to call him a psycho, but I can't form the words. Yeah, because of the gag. Don't bother, my love. Words just seem too unnecessary, complicated, simple. Seem to unnecessarily complicate simple things. Yeah, and I can't talk anyway because of the you know what. And you have been very vocal lately. I think I was very vocal when I threw the coffee at you too. I guess what I really want to know is... The shadow holds an object into view, and from the way the metal reflects, the dim light, I could tell that's a knife. Do you love me? I kick and scream, but I tear the eyes from the blade that he holds in his hand. As the handcuffs refuse to land, I resort to ordering him to release me, but my words are no more coherent to him than if he were a puppy. Yeah, because I'm just going because of the gag. A puppy that has been kicked at too many times. Like I said, it's a simple question. It deserves a simple answer, right? Yes. Oh, you don't need to bury it under the gruff, dominating facade, or muddy it with coy deflections and demands. It gets too confusing. Instead, a simple gesture of the head will do, a nod for yes and a shake for no. Simple, right? Let's try it. Do you understand? He plays with the knife a little as he awaits my answer with eager anticipation. What could I do? Nothing. I'm done so far will work. All that I can hope to do is to comply and hope that he'll release me long enough to get that knife. I nod my head once in confirmation. Wybie's puzzled facade looks puzzled, and I can see his eyes narrow on me. Now, this isn't a snap judgment. I really like it if you take a moment to really think about the question. Think about everything we've been through together, and then answer honestly and truthfully. This sick freak is toying with me now. I suppress my urge to murder him with his own knife and close my eyes for a second and pretend to mull it over. Well, I can't murder him with his own knife when I can't get to him, and I'm handcuffed to probably a bed. Faking a deep end result sigh, I open my eyes and make a full eye contact with the blue slits across the room. I silently, willfully, knowing nod my head. The eyes gleam wider, not as illuminating as his toothy smile. You mean it? He begins to laugh to himself in a fit of hysterical joy. I knew it. I knew you loved me. You just wanted me to prove it to you. I had to earn your devotion, and I succeeded. There you are, Peter. He steps out of the shadows, and my eyes go wide in terror. He's shirtless, and across his pale body, I see dozens of crude cuts where he carved hearts and my initials into his own blood-stained flesh. The tip of the blade in his hand dripped with his own blood. The red fluid runs from his elbows and down to his fingertips before stinging onto the floor below. Wybie's eyes fix on mine as they chat the weeping slits like directions on a treasure map of White and Scarlet Island. Do you see? Do you finally see how devoted I am to you? Does it fill you with aspiration? After all, a relationship should be all about commitment. Wouldn't you agree? Equal parties, both taking the plunge. And now, darling, it's your turn. The blade of the knife glints in the faint light as a tip drips daintily over my heart, leaving behind a shallow trail of swelling red droplets. That's love. Oh, that lovely name you gave me, YB, was it? So much better than my real name, is it? You like it, so I'm content with it. And now, it's going to be all over your heart, in big, bold letters, forever and always, just like our love lion. I shake my head and protest. but I tried to keep from buckling from underneath the knife's edge, from fear of impaling myself. Wybie's hands clasped my chest to hold me in place. I'll just go deep enough to leave a scar, my love. Hold still and focus on our feelings together towards each other, and it'll be over before you know it. And that was the coffee route, and we found out they killed Dawn, and it's technically the abusive route, or carving route. If you want my content, please subscribe, like, do a help out, and comment down below. See you guys next time.